Now that we got the old trailer pretty much ready for the road, well, I got to have a way to pull it. Here you go. That's all I got, the old hoopty four-wheelie drive. She got some issues, we got to work on it, so let us get busy. We discussed some of the stuff wrong with this old truck last week. Water pump, remember I told you it started leaking probably a year ago. Pretty bad actually, but it, I don't know, miraculously healed. But knowing MLS, it's gonna start leaking again, so we're gonna go ahead and change that. The temperature sending unit, it's acting stupid. That's the second one I put in. Both of them pegged the gauge after just a couple minutes of running. So we're gonna change that out. Gotta do an oil change. And we got to fill the transmission up with fluids. I sure would like to find that leak. Pretty sure we won't anytime soon. But anyways, let's start. Well, I've already got the water draining out of it. Let's pull the fan shroud out of the belt and go to yanking that water pump out. All right, let's get the fan shroud firstly. Don't lose it, don't lose it. Get out of here. There we go. I've dropped pretty much everything I've touched so far. It's gonna be a good day. Yep. You got a clue where that went. Here's a fan of mine. Now let me get the belt off. Oh yeah. There's one. There's another one. Now, will it come off? Oh yeah, look at here, look at here. We got us a water pump. Well, there's the old water pump. That's the weep hole on the bottom. You can see fluids running down it, or this seal in here finally let go. The new one's in here, and let me show you what I'm gonna try to do differently with it. Let me get it out of the box. Here's the new water pump. It's got this whole passage port right here. Comes plugged. Well, I took the plug out. I don't know why this one has that and the original don't. It does not have that on the top. But I'm glad it does, and here's why. In case y'all don't remember or you haven't seen the videos, don't know, a couple years ago we did a heads and cam swap on this motor. I put a cam and then put Vortec heads on it. Vortec heads do not have a bypass for the coolant. Well, here it is on, this is a regular old small block Chevrolet. See that third hole? That's what that's for. There's a hole in the block. It goes up through the heads and lets just a little bit of water circulate until the thermostat opens up. Vortex don't have that in the block. They have it right here from this port to a port in the intake. Right here. And I would like to do that. Here's why. You know, I drilled a couple of holes in the thermostat to act as a bypass. Well, when the thing's warming up, well, this is before the temperature gauge started messing up. When it's warming up, it'll peg all the way over. And it'll sit there 30 seconds or more before it starts slowly falling back. That's due to no bypass. The holes I drilled in that thermostat, well, they ain't sufficient enough. So we're gonna fix that bypass up like it should be, if I can find fittings. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on, then we'll see if we can find some fittings and hoses and all that. So let us get busy, get that water pump on. Well, I dug through my box of fittings. This is what I come up with. This conglomerate of fittings coming up to this hose, to this conglomerate of fittings. Hopefully that'll take care of that problem where it pegs out and then comes back. Now I'm going to reassemble everything. I ain't gonna show y'all that. Pretty boring stuff. And once I get that put back together, we'll get over here on the temp sending unit. Got the water pump on and the belt and the fan shroud and all that good stuff. We're ready to go there. Pulled out the temp sending unit. This is a 2-wire. Originally this truck came with a 1-wire temp sending unit, just like this one right here. I didn't think you could still get these, because every time for the last, I don't know, 10 years I've looked up a temp sending unit for this truck. This is what they showed, a 2-wire, and it come with the pigtail and the plug to plug in there. I figured they went away from this for whatever reason. Well, like I told y'all, my temp gauge, just a few minutes after we fire it up, it'll go all the way over. It'll come back just a wee bit, but it's still sitting on like 240, and there's no way it's running that hot, especially 2 or 3 minutes after you fire it up. No, sir. And well, this is the second one of these I put in. It's still doing that. I thought, let's get this one here. Maybe there's something different. So I put my metri on it. This one measures 2.85 kilo ohms. This one measures 2.9 kilo ohms. I mean, 0.05 kilo ohms difference. I don't think that's going to matter. So this probably ain't going to fix the problem, but I'm going to put it in there anyways, and we'll try it out. If this don't fix it, then I'm going to have to go to a mechanical gauge. Let me get this in and change the wiring. And what are we doing next? I don't know. We'll find something to do. Temperature sending unit is in. I'm filling her back up with antifreezes. And I got a 30 amp breaker yesterday at the store. So I hooked that up. Once I get the wooters back in, we'll do an oil change. Back it outside, start it up, and see what the temperature sending unit's going to do, and fill up the transmission with Earls. Oh, I got to put a plug in that thing on the transmission too. Yep, let me do that real quick. Pulling this here little fitting out. It's just a, oh, wait a minute. This is some kind of oddball something or another. What happened? Oh, I pulled the fitting apart. Half of it's still in there, so let me remedy this situation by pulling the other half out. Then I got a plug we'll put on it. That's a 1/2 inch. I'll be right back. This little fella right here is really starting to get on my nerves. Well, I don't know what I'm doing. 6 years later, I finally got something on the other half of this little quick connect fitting. It's proven to be a pain is what it's doing. All right, let me put it back together some kind of way. It's basically just like an air chuck. I don't think it was leaking, but we will eliminate that. Let me put some Teflon tape on this little plug and get it in the hole. Oh, back! All right, I got it started, finally. All right, that plug is in. I really don't see anywhere it's leaking from. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure it out eventually, hopefully. There's more over here than anywhere else. Let me check the torque on these pan bolts, and then we'll go from there. Well, here's the deal. I just checked the torque on all these pan bolts. Well, I got, this is the stock bolt. Then I got a shiny bolt. It's a different head size. It's stripped. And there's another one just like it up in yonder. It's stripped. And then there's these two right here are stripped. It's a good possibility that that's the problem. Let me see what I can do with this, because this really needs to be fixed. And that's the only issue I see right now. So, yeah, let me work on this a little bit. All right, I got these two front ones tapped out to 3/8. And when I tighten them up, you can see the gasket squish and fluid come out from under it. So, yeah, I'm going to say this is probably the issue. I'm doing this one here next. And then there's one here in the back that, well, it's going to be a chore to get to it. I'll show you here in a minute. Let me get this one done. Get a bolt in it and get it tightened up. Watch your eyes. I got to get a bolt. I need a bolt, man. All right. Let me show you what we got to do to get to this back one. The one in the back is that shiny one right there. To get to it, I gotta loosen the transmission mounts, jack the transmission up, take this cross member loose on the frame, push it back, then pull that mount off. Then we can do it. I'm trying to decide if I want to do that right now. Probably should go ahead and do it because, you know, it's just another leak point. So, yep. Let me get stuff ready. We'll do it. Oh yeah! I sent my Milwaukee impact off to Milwaukee last week. Remember how the battery wouldn't stay in? I had to tape it in. Well, I sent it off to them to get it looked at, and I still ain't got it back. I'm having to do all this manually, and I don't like it. This right here ain't coming loose. I'm gonna have to get the breaker bar on that. Goodness gracious. That is ridiculous. There's no need in that being that tight. What in the devil? Make the whole thing turn. Let me get me a wrench. There we go. Oops. I did not mean to kick y'all. All right, let me get that other side off, and then I gotta get a jack under here and jack the transmission up. Yahoo! I already got the jack-a-lacka under here. Hopefully we can get this transmission high enough to get the cross member back. And then we pull that mount off, get it out of the way. I believe I'll do it. Let me see if this will go back. Oh yeah, look at there. Oh, and yeah. All right, what size are you, little buddy? Whatever that is. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'll be glad when I get my impact back. I don't like doing manually things. No sir, sure don't. Well, why has it got to be 6 miles long? My goodness. I really do hope this fixes this. I'm pretty sure it will. I knew those were stripped out. I just, well, forgot. You know how my brain is. It don't work right half the time. All right. Let me get that drilled and tapped. We'll be done with this. Got everything back together. I'm just tightening up the transmission mount. I reckon we're done with that. I think now I will do an oil change while I got it in the air. I'm gonna clean all this off, and then I reckon we'll take it for a drive and see if we got any new leaks. Hopefully not. Fingers crossed. Cross them real good. Tis the next day, and well, I just had to call her a day yesterday, fellers. The old knee plus my lower back, ooh man, they got hurt pretty bad. Yep. I wasn't joking with y'all the other day when I told you putting the decking on that trailer wiped me out. It did. I got rotten joints. Well, I try not to complain too much because I know there's a lot of people out there that got a whole lot worse than me. So I just deal with it. And when I have to rest, well, I just have to rest. Anyways, I did get the oil changed, but I did not get any fluids in the transmission. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna back her out, get it on level ground, let it warm up, fill the transmission up, and then we'll head down the road, drive it a little bit, and come back, put it on the rack, and see if we got any leaks. Been watching the temperature gauge. It's creeping up just a little bit. I think our bypass is going to work because, like I said, normally it would shoot up all the way, and it'd take 30 seconds or more to start creeping back a little bit. So we got that fixed, and apparently this sending unit's going to do better too, because normally by now it would be all the way pegged over and stayed. So maybe we got that fixed. Well, I just drove it, I don't know, 15 miles or so. Got her up on the lift now, and I don't see nothing at all. Let me get the light. I don't see nothing at all on this pan. The only thing I see on this cross member is a little bit right here coming out of this hole, and then there's some over here. But I'm just wondering if that was maybe residual stuff on top of that cross member making its way down. But I don't see anything on the transmission leaking now, so We just might have figured that out. I'll keep an eye on it over the next days and weeks. But yes, sir, fingers crossed that we got that fixed. Now, let's go outside, look at the trailer, and let me show you my thoughts on it. If you recall from last week's video, old dude, he couldn't make it up the ramps. Well, you can see, I got it sitting on the jack legs. We're a lot lower on the back end now. Well, we're low enough that I can't lower the ramps without my legs there hitting. Here's my thinking, because I really would like to be able to load dude in that type of vehicle on here. And well, you got your coupler, and you got holes. You got another hole up here. There's 4 total. Well, I've done dropped it down 1 hole, which will raise the front end of the trailer up and drop the back end down, and it might help us out loading dude. I really don't want to make any longer ramps, but if I have to, I will. But we're definitely gonna have to cut these legs shorter so I can get these laid down. What I want to do is get the truck out here and get it hooked up with that coupler, drop down 1 hole, see what we look like, and go from there. Also, I read the laws on the lights again, and I think one of y'all may have mentioned it too. If the trailer's over 80 inches, we got to have 3 lights in the middle here. So sometime this evening tonight, I'm gonna go back to the store, get 3 lights for there. And whilst I'm out there, might as well go ahead and get these 2 front marker lights. They gotta be mounted on the front here somewhere. And went to Lowe's, got that piece of aluminum angle to put here. We gotta put that on. And of course I gotta put all my, what do you call that? The tape, reflective tape, all over here and down the side, on the back, and ramps, and just wherever I want to put it. Anyways, let's back that truck up under this and see what it looks like. Well, as you can see, the truck is still on the lift. Yep, it's had an exhaust leak for a while. Well, it's had an exhaust leak for several years. I've fixed it 984 times. Took it apart to look at it. Well, it blew the gasket out. The bolts loosened up. It ate the gasket up, so I had to go to Ireland to get a gasket. Got that fixed, hopefully. This is seriously like the 5th or 6th time I've had to do this. Yep. Get this truck out there and get it hooked up to the trailer. I want to see how much the truck squats once we get the trailer on it. Right here we got almost 7 inches. Let's see what the other side says. Approximately 6 3/4. All right, let me let it down. Let's see how much she actually squats. It has dropped not quite 1.5 inches. It's sitting on like 5 5/8. So 1 3/8 inches. What about over here on this side? This side's about 5 3/8, so a little bit more than 1.5 inches. That ain't bad, I don't think. Let's let them ramps down and just investigate back there, see what we can figure out. As you can see, there's no way that ramp is going to go down because of that leg. Well, if I back up and make it lay down, well, let's go and pick the back of the trailer up, we'll be right back where we were. So what I'm fixing to do, I guess, let's cut the legs off, and then I'm gonna put a jack out here in the middle. That way when I drive something up on it, it's not gonna push it down and give us a false sense of being at the right angle. Yeah, let's do that. Let me cut them legs off, and we'll see if dude will go up on there now. Let me get that other one cut off and we'll give her the old try. Got the legs cut off. Got a jack on either corner. It don't look much better to me, but we're gonna give her the old try, see if dude will go up. If he don't, well, we're gonna raise our gooseneck 1 more hole. That's all we got, and see what that does. If that don't work, well, I don't know. May have to make 8-foot long ramps. Let's see if he'll go up on it. That was a failure. So I went to our last hole on our coupler, and it didn't drop it maybe an inch back here. Still looks pretty doggone steep. I don't think it's gonna work in its current configuration. Probably gonna have to make them about 2 feet longer, but let's just give it the old try and see what it does. Well, I pulled it up here just to see what would happen. It's the same thing. It is better right here, but it's still drug. So I got this tubey clamped to it. That's a 2-foot extension right there. And you can see the difference in the angle from that over there that's original. I'm trying to get this on the same plane, the ramp and the dovetail. That's pretty close. That improves the angle quite a bit. So I think that's what we'll do. We'll just add 2 feet to it. And I'm going to probably leave that coupler like it is, because we're still barely level from what I can tell. I always like them tilted back just a wee bit, so I ain't gonna change that. So we'll redo our legs up here too. I'll just cut them off and weld them back. Can't do it today though, because metal store just closed about 5 minutes ago, so I can't go get no metal. We'll have to wait till tomorrow. I think I'm gonna go to the store, get these 3 lights, them 2 front marker lights, and I want to get some snatch blocks and some J-hooks, because we're going to be pulling a lot of vehicles up on this trailer. Plus, I forgot, I still got to wire the truck up for the winch, and that stupid brake light switch keeps sticking, so we got to fix that too. So still got plenty to do today. Let me head to the store all the way on the other side of town. I'll be back in a little while and we'll get all these lights and whatnot put on. I want y'all to look at this right here. Would you look at it? Would you just look at this right here? We got our middle lights on. I got reflective tape at the bottom over there and over there. Put some on the back of the ramps. Would you look at this? Just look at this. I got it on the gooseneck up here. I put that front marker light on. Oh yeah, would you just look at that? This tape here will last about 10 minutes after we get on the road, because it don't want to stick. This is really pitted from all the rust. You know, I didn't fill it in with no kind of filler, so that's not going to stay. Nope. Not unless maybe I hit it with some spray glue. I might do that tomorrow sometime, but yeah, she don't look too bad. Yep. I was going to do just like sections of tape, and I thought, no, I want the whole thing taped up. By law, or I think it's law, you only have to have 50% of the side covered with tape. I said, well, let's just do it all. Yep. I think it looks pretty good. Let's get a look at this back again. I like them rear lights. I sure do. Yep. You don't have to have any lights in the middle unless it's over 30 feet. So I ain't gonna worry about that. Tomorrow, I'm going to finish or put this angle iron on here. We're gonna wire this truck up for the winch, try the winch out. Oh, and I got to mount my, what is this called with the rollers? Fair lead? Something like that. I gotta mount that somewhere. The store that I went to get all this stuff, they had no snatch blocks. So we'll just have to do without till I get them. Nobody in town has any snatch blocks. I wanted some J-hooks. Ain't got none of them. So we'll have to do without, because tomorrow, once I get that wired and get that on, we're gonna be pulling the vehicle home. Oh yeah, I will see y'all tomorrow. Well, I've spent half the day trying to get this truck wired up for the winch, and I think I finally succeeded. There it is right there. I've been using 1/0 cable. Put this cutoff on there. That came with the winch. Probably, well, it probably serves 2 purposes. One, if you're back here in that winch, you know, hangs on for whatever reason, well, you can come up here and just cut her off. 2, when you're not, you know, using the winch, keep that cut off, and then the only thing you got hot is from here to there, instead of that whole big cable. That's big cable. It can carry a lot of amperages, and it will get red hot and burn stuff down before it'll burn in too. So yeah, that's a good idea to put that cut off there. That way, from here all the way back to the truck, that wire's dead when that's off. Anyways, I didn't show any of this because this video, it was supposed to be about hauling vehicles. We're halfway through this video. I ain't hauled nothing, and I'm starting to get aggravated. I really am. But I did just get done wiring up the winch using this little quick connect here to hook it up to the truck. I think what I might do is get another set of these, put them right here. That way I can take this cable here away. It won't be, you know, flopping and hanging in the wind when I'm going down the road. Put it in the back of the truck, or if I ever get a toolbox right here. Anyways, I'm fixing to back that truck up under this thing right here. We're gonna hook the winch up, make sure it works. Fully on this piece of aluminum angle. Fully on putting that fair lead on. I want to haul a vehicle, and that's what we're fixing to do. Got everything hooked up. The winch works. I got my little wireless remote. Oh yeah. She's got a little delay from the button till the, you know, when you let off till it actually stops turning. But it works. That's all I'm worried about right now. Let's jump in the truck. Let's go get our first vehicle. Wait a minute. Completely forgot. This vehicle has no front wheels or tires. I just happen to have some wheels that will fit. I got some old tires we can put on them too. These are brand spankingly new. They're not rusted. They're not going to leak. Oh, sure. Let me clean these up and get some tires on it, and then we'll go haul a vehicle. This is one of the tires that come off the old trailer. Hitting that bead with a little soap. Hopefully, I don't tear it up. Yep, there she went. Yep. Sure did. Just ripped the devil out of that bead. I tell you what, today, it ain't been a good day. It sure ain't. After a lot of choice words, I've come to realize that this tire will not air up on this wheel because it's just way too rusty. Yeah, it won't even come past that first lip right there. They'll have to be sandblasted and cleaned real good. Fully on them. I rounded up some more wheels and tires. I've already took them up there. Was going to put them on, but I don't have any lug nuts. Well, the old stuff was 7/16 lug nuts, and what he's done to it is half. So I had to come back and find some 1/2-inch lug nuts. I guess let's jump in the truck. Let's go get that old thing. Well, I reckon it's time to take this old trailer on its maiden voyage. Y'all watch and make sure I don't lose it. I have no clue how it's going to pull. We'll have to adjust on the brakes as we go. Let's go get this old truck. I ain't sure we're going to be able to get out of here without getting in the ditch. Well, I've hit the tree, so that's good. That's real good. The maiden voyage is not going very well right now. No, sure, it sure ain't. Let's give it another try. I think I'm gonna hit the tree again. Well, we made it out. Yay! brakes, trying to get some kind of trailer brakes going. Let's see what happens. That ain't enough. I need a little more, I think. They're working when I hit the manual button. Well, the maiden voyage of the old jackleg trailer wasn't too bad. It's a little bouncy, but my truck is bouncy, so that may be why it's bouncy. Already got a battle wound right there. That's where we hit the tree, trying to come out of the house area. It'll be all right. It's probably going to get a whole lot more battle scars. Anyways, here's the first jalopy that we're going to be hauling home on the old jackleg trailer. It's a 1965 C10 long bed. Y'all have seen this before if you've been with me for a while. A couple years ago, I did my first vehicular will it run on this whole thing. Well, the motor's sitting right there. Oh, 283. It was locked up tighter and I don't know, just full of rust. Oh yeah, it was in bad shape. It had been rained in, I think. My nephew bought this and he started working on it, pulled it apart as you can see. And I think he put all new bushings in the suspension, new ball joints. He got drop spindles. I think they're drop spindles. I'll have to ask him. Of course, he put conversion disc brakes on it. And then I ended up buying it from him last year, I do believe. So, yes, sir, this will be the first old hunk of junk that we drag home. I'm not sure when we'll, actually get around to working on it, but we'll get to it eventually. All the body parts are right over here against the fence. We'll have to take them with us too. The bed, he took the bed completely apart. Anyways, let me get these wheels and tires mounted on here. And I think it's just the frame and the cab. So I think we'll just push it out, turn it that way, and then winch it onto the trailer. I hope these lug nuts fit. Oh yeah. Let me get that other one over real quick. Oh yeah. Come on now. Let's get her rolled back and get her on the trailer. I took it out of gear, so I think we'll be all right. We got a wasper's nest in there too, because I just saw one go inside. Let's see if we can push it. Oh yeah, this thing don't weigh nothing. little harder when you turn the wheels. Oh yeah. You better get your butt over and help me.
You need to turn it off.
This is my much older brother. Y'all seen him before. He's helped me build the shop. All right, let's load her up. Good right there. Well, we have successfully loaded one vehicle. Now I got to try to back this thing out of here. Well, there's one. We only got 10 more to go, 11 more to go. I don't know, I've lost count. We got a bunch to haul. It did pretty good, which I didn't go maybe half a mile, but it did pretty good. The old hoopty, it just ain't got no power. But like I said, I got a truck in mind. That's gonna be our tow truck eventually. But for now, it'll do. I think I'm gonna head back up there and load all the body parts on here and probably call it a day. Today's Saturday, by the way, and that's why I didn't get to extend my ramps, because the metal store ain't open today. Probably do that Monday, and then we'll haul at least one more, maybe two. We'll just have to see. Let me go get the body parts. I reckon I'll see y'all Monday. Like I've told y'all before, you never know what you're gonna see on this channel. Mama called me a little while ago and said she had a possum in her trash can and she don't know how long it's been there. So I come over here fooling with him, and he don't want to drink. He don't want to get out of the trash can. Don't know how long he's been in there, so he's possibly dehydrated. So we're gonna take him to the rescue. Same one where we took that turtle last year. I have named him Pete. So let's get Pete the possum to the rescue and see if they can help him out. Well, I made it to Walden's Puddle here in the big town of Jolton, Tennessee. This is where I brought that turtle last year. Anyways, they got Pete the possum in there. She said he's probably dehydrated. They're gonna fix him up, and she said they might call me, let me come back and get him, you know, release him where he came from. Anyways, this is a turtle pen. That's a turtle pen, and I ain't seen a turtle one in either one of them. I guess they're hiding under the leaves or in the logs. I don't know where turtles hide, but let me show you this right up here. There's a red-tailed hawk in this cage here. They said he can't be released for whatever reason. If I can find him, I'll try to get a video of him. He may be around here on the other side. Let's sneak around here. There he is right up there. It's hard to see him through this screen. He's sitting, well, that's him right there, sitting on a limb. Let's walk back over there. Like, he keeps going from one side to the other. Yeah, he ain't gonna let us video him. He's too chicken. But yeah, the red-tailed hawk in there. He's a pretty thing too. I wish I could get a good video of him. Also, this big cage here where they keep all the coons. But I doubt we're gonna see any during the day. So them little critters come out at night. Yeah, I don't see any. Anyways, if they call me to come pick him up, well, I'll let y'all know. We'll have a we'll have a Pete the Possum release party. Well, old Pete the Possum, he's burned up a large portion of the day. He sure has. And well, let me say this. Some of y'all probably think I'm crazy for helping that old possum out. Well, you just have to think that. I ain't got it in me. I ain't got it in my bones to mistreat nothing like that. If I see something like that, well, I'm gonna help it out. Unless it's a snake, I'm gonna chop their head off. Anyways, Walden's Puddle, that's where I took him. And if I ain't mistaken, they are 100% donation ran. So I will put a link to their website in the description down below. If you want to send them a donation, well, go ahead and do it. If you do, we'll put it in the thing that is for Pete the Possum. Anyway, just got back from the metal store a minute ago. So I think what we're going to do today, let's pull these ramps off, get them inside. We're going to make them about 2 feet longer. And, oh, I got to do something else too. Let me show you this real quick. Well, you see my cord here for all the lights and the trailer brakes and all that. Plugs in down here. Well, my handy dandy assistant told me to do this and I completely forgot. He said make that thing extra long because when you get your jackknife real sharp, it'll pull out of that plug and mess it up. Well, sure enough, Saturday night trying to get in here. Well, I hit the tree again. I'll show you the battle wound here in a minute. But I had a jackknife trying to get it in here and pulled that plug out. Well, I plugged it back in when I got down here and the lights wouldn't work. And the brake controller was saying there was no connection. Well, I've wiggled it enough, got the lights come back on, but still ain't got no brake connection. So we've messed that up. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna move that plug right over here somewhere in the side, and we won't have to worry about that no more. But first thing though, let's make them ramps a little bit longer. All right, I got that end channel here cut out of the way, got everything ground down where my legs were, got that ground down smooth. I got my 2-foot extensions cut and fixing to weld them on. Once I get them welded, well, we're gonna tack them. Then we'll get that little piece of channel that goes on the end. The one I cut off here, we'll put it back here. And I gotta have 3 more treads here. We'll have to cut them. And we'll be done with one, and we'll do the other in the same way. And then gotta put them back on the trailer and see how long this leg needs to be. Let us get busy welding it up. Let us weld. All right, let me see if I can get this piece back in. Like a glove.
That's hot.
Woo-hoo. Yeah. I leaned up on that fresh weld. All right. I gotta cut me 3 treads, and then we'll weld them in. I already got my 3 treads cut in place, ready to tack. I gotta turn my welder on, so let's put this back down and turn the welder on. Now we can tack them in place. I've had a few of y'all ask why I bang a welder like that. You get slag on the end of your tip, and it'll stick to your wire and it quits welding. You have to knock it off every once in a while. Hear how it sounds right now? There's slag on the end of it. Alright, I gotta flip it over and weld the inside of this seam. Ooh, that's hot. Ooh, that's hot. Don't put your belly on something that you just welded. Ooh, man, that hurts. All right, now I got to take it outside, put it on the trailer, and let it down and see how long the legs need to be. Let's go out there and do that. Well, I got her on the trailer. It looks pretty good. I like that angle. Yeah, I think dude might actually go up on that now. And I raised it up and hooked it. Let me tell you, yep, they're heavy. Oh yeah. When I get a little older, a little weaker, a little frailer, we may have to do some kind of spring assist up here. What I'm doing now is trying to figure out how long that leg needs to be. And I'm gonna say we're at 15 3/8. What if we brought her up to 14? Gives us a little clearance on the bottom. Yep. Let's make them 14. Take that heavy sucker back off, go in there, weld them on, and then we got to do the same over yonder.
Oh yeah! Woo!
Alright, that one's done. Let's go put it on. I don't consider myself to have, you know, like Superman strength or nothing, but I think I do okay. Well, let me tell you something. These ramps right here, packing them from that shop over here to that trailer, yes sir, that's about all I wanted. Them little fellers are heavy, let me tell you. Pretty dad blame tall too. We'll have to check clearances on bridges and overpasses when we go under them, because they're on up there. I measured them and I think it's like 8'3", pretty tall. I know it's nighttime, but I ain't going in the house until we see if dude will go up on here. So let me let the ramps down. We'll see if he'll drive on up on there. Right there. Well, it appears that our ramps, they're long enough. Oh yeah, dude went right up on there. We had maybe an inch of clearance right here on the running boards, but that's all we needed. He went on there. I am curious to see if the S10 will go on there. The 40 probably will. I bet that S10 won't. I bet it'll hang up right there. We'll try that sometime. We still got to do my plug, put the the receptacle for the trailer lights and brakes on the inside of the bed. We'll do that tomorrow. And there's one more vehicle I want to go pick up before we end this video. So I reckon I'll see y'all tomorrow. We'll get all that stuff done. Well, I got the old four-wheel drive up on the lift, fixing to move our trailer plug on up in here. Unfortunately, our wires are not long enough, so I gotta make some extensions. Let me get that done. We'll go up top, drill a hole, and screw it in, and hopefully we'll be done with that. Oh, I gotta figure out why my brakes ain't working too. Wires are extended. Let's get up there and drill us a hole, get this little feller screwed in, and get this pigtail run down through here and get us some wires connected. I think we'll put it right there in the center of this area. I don't hear any braces. So let us do this. Let's put this in fast. It may or may not be off center. That drill bit's bent. Well, that's not good. That ain't gonna work. Let me get a different drill bit. All right, let's try this once again with a straight drill bit. Ta-da! Oh, my knee. I don't think it's gonna be long enough. Darn it, I'm probably gonna have to run the wires up here, wire it, then screw that in. Let's just see. We use the good old self-tapper. Always straight, approximately right there. That's about as straight as nothing. How did that happen? All right, let me go down there and see if I got enough wire. If not, we'll have to pull this back out, pull the wire up through this hole, and wire it up here. Well, I see the ends of it sticking out right there. I'm gonna take this little plastic piece off and then let me get to them. Then we'll put that plastic piece back on and we'll be done. It's wired up, oh yeah. I broke my piece of plastic though. It's got a little screw clip thingamabobs. Well, they broke the plastic. So I'm gonna try to use a drill screw here and here. If that don't work, well, we'll throw this away and we won't think about it anymore. After I do that, let's get this little feller hooked up to the trailer and see if we can't figure out why we ain't got no brakes. Got her hooked up, and upon further inspection of this plug, these are female end. The prongs in the receptacle over there will slide inside these. Well, they look like they're spread apart real far, so I'm gonna take my little screwdriver and try to close them up, and we'll plug it in and see what that does. Well, that didn't fix the issue on the brake. Watch right here. This is the manual lever. NC means no connection. So I reckon I got to investigate a little further. Well, upon further investigation, I do believe I found the issue. Here's the terminal strip that cord plugs into. Well, here's the blue wire. Blue equals brake. There ain't no connector on there. It pulled out. I guess I had her so tight. It pulled this out, pulled that loose. I hope it didn't pull nothing else loose. It don't look like it did. So I'll loosen this and shove that back in. We'll put us another connector on there, and we should be good to go. Y'all look at here. C means connection. Then we hit the manual and you get voltaires. That means it's fixed. Also, remember, I didn't know what this B1, B2, B3 was. It's boost. If you're hauling a different trailer, different load, this will boost your voltage going to your brakes by a set amount. Oh yeah, let us head down the road and go get this old truck. See that pine tree right in the middle of your screen? Well, that's the little feller that I keep hitting with the trailer. Hopefully that won't happen this time. It shouldn't, because we're going left. Gotta stop and get some gasolines. Then we're gonna take the back roads It is 97 outside. We will be running the air con. We're going to test out the cooling system on the old four-wheel drive. I'll see y'all when we get there. Just a wee bit warm. It's a little over 210. I don't know if we need a new clutch on the fan or what's going on, but we got to work on the cooling system on the old four-wheel drive. Let's get on down here and get this truck loaded up and get it back to the house. You might recognize this old truck here. It's been not quite a year ago when we drug it out of the woods over yonder. And over here was that 81, the silver 81 F100. It sat right here. Remember, it was locked up really bad. We worked on it, finally got it to where we could drive it home. This one here, it wasn't so lucky. Remember, it had probably a blown head gasket and one cylinder was just solid rust. So we're gonna drag it home. It's gonna be a donor probably for another truck, maybe two trucks, I don't know. But I want to pump the tires up, the ones that will pump up. That in there, is it down? Yes sir, it's flatter than the flitter. What about this one over here? It's got air in it. That one there looks like it's pumped up. What about this other back one? We'll have to get these trees and stuff out of the way too. This one here, oh, it's off the rim, so yeah, fully on it. Need to get this one pumped up. I can't really get, well, I guess I probably could get my trailer in front of it, but I think what I'll do is just use the winch. We'll pull it down here, maybe, and then we'll got to pull the trailer on down further because this hump here won't let my ramps go down. Let's see if we can't pump the tire up first and then drag that winch out. It looks like that tire's going to pump up, so that's awesome. Let me get that tree limb off of there, get the wheels turned. We'll go to dragging on this thing. I acted like it was tied to a stump there for a minute. Finally got it to move. I'm gonna pull the trailer on down here, drop the ramps, and hopefully we can pull it on up there. Well, I had to keep finagling till I got the trailer where I wanted it. Hopefully this will work. Then I went to hit record on the phone, and well, it says it's overheating. It's hot out here. It's 98 degrees. I'm about to die. Then I just happened to look at this trailer tire. Guess what? We got a flat. I ain't got a spare. Nope, sure don't. Awesome and awesome. I'm hoping once we get it loaded up, maybe that'll pump up good enough to get it home. If it don't, well, we're just going to drive home with one tire over here. As soon as that cools off, we'll turn it on and see if we can't get this thing loaded. gonna start my truck up just in case this decides to run my battery down. Y'all know MLS. We already got a flat tire. It's hotter than Hades out here. My goodness gracious. Well, I got the old pile of junk loaded, strapped down. I got the wrong kind of straps too. This is not how you're supposed to hook these. This is a rub rail for a reason. They need to go down and hook like this. Well, these won't fit in between here. So I gotta get me some different straps. Now let's address this right here. I completely forgot about getting a spare. I bought one last night. They won't be here till tomorrow. Hopefully this is going to take air when we get home. But if not, I'll have to jack it up and take a wheel off, tire off, and go fix it. Let's see what happens. Yep, I hear it coming out. So that's a pretty good hole wherever it's at. Yep, so that's a good thing I brought my jack and my impact. Let me see if I can get this jacked up and get that pulled off. I found it, right there. I don't know what it is. There's nothing in it unless it's went on through. The bad thing is I have no patch or no plugs. Whole thing I know to do, drop a trailer, take this home, fix it, and come back. I love MLS. It's wonderful. Well, I got the tire fixed, put a plug in it, got it aired up. Thanks to Rob, the fella that owns this farm here. He was kind enough to bring me some plugs. We got her fixed. It was a job getting that back on. Remember me telling y'all I'll have to jack the frame up to give me enough room. Well, the thing come off jacking it up under the axle, but it would not go back on till I jacked the frame up, separated the axle from the frame. It got on. I'll just have to remember to bring me a big old chunk of wood where I can do that, you know. But you can bet your bottom dollar I ain't going nowhere else without a spare, plugs, and the stuff to jack it up. No, sir. We ain't doing nothing else till I have that. We'll mount the spare up there somewhere, you know, like you normally do. Anyways, it's getting late. Let's get this thing to the house. Let me start off by saying I am not a vehicle recovery expert. This is how my pea brain told me to do this. You know, I gotta have approximately 18 feet here for the vehicle. So I got my tractor there, chain hooked up to a snatch block, cable running up to the front of the truck. If you do it different, awesome. This is how I'm doing it. Let's see if we can get it off this trailer. Whoa, Daddy! I had to shorten my chain a little bit because we were at the snatch block with the end of the cable. Well, I believe that's it. Y'all look at here who was a spectator over there on the wall with Mama whilst I unloaded this. Oh, Miss Daisy. How you doing, girl? Say hello, everybody. All right, going home. We'll see you later. Well, there the old pile of junk is. That makes 2 vehicles that we have successfully retrieved and got home. One of them we got to use our snatch block and our winch. That's pretty awesome. That tire's about half flat, so probably what we're gonna do there, when my spare gets here tomorrow, it will actually be the tire. This will be the spare. I'll have to pull it off and patch it because that plug ain't gonna do the job. But yeah, I'd say the old jack leg homemade backyard butchery trailer, it does pretty good. It is hotter than Hades out here, so I'm gonna hurry up and get through this so I can get in the house and get some water. The old trailer, I pulled it 55, 60 mile an hour. It does pretty good. Truck definitely needs more power, more cooling capacity because it stayed around 210 or a little above. I mean, that's okay, but I'd rather it be cooler. Yep. So we got to do something about that. I got ideas for, you know, power for that old truck. Plus, like I told y'all, I got another vehicle in mind. It's going to be our tow truck. Next week, I'm planning on hauling at least 5 vehicles. I was planning on hauling more than 2 this week, but y'all know how it goes around here. Anyways, be looking for that, and we'll get some more hauled home, and then we'll start working on some of this junk. Anyways, appreciate y'all watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you don't mind, hit that like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends. And until next time, go do something. Blur, blur.